Welcome, my friends, to Fearless Piano. I realize some of you have been watching Fearless Piano, but you don't have the backstory on how the world of keyboards and piano is, as far as what do you play. If someone's singing, Mary had a little lamb, are you going to play as the person is singing? Or are you going to play, or are you going to do something different? In the world of music, we have the melody. Mary had a little lamb is the melody, but we don't play the melody along all the time with the singer. There is a better way, and that better way is known as a chordal approach. A chord could be described as two or more notes. So if you hold C, E, and G, that's a C major chord. Chords look very similar on the white notes because you have a note and a space and then a note and then a space and then a note typically. So that's C major. You have other majors, and I'm going to focus on three of the major chords today: C, F, and G. Okay? When someone is singing, Mary had a little lamb, you could hold a chord just like that. Mary had a little lamb. And that provides some context and backing for the singer to move in between the notes so they don't go off key and so that the music has enough body. Now, pianists typically would hold down a note towards the lower register, not all the way down if you're on like a 7-octave piano, but enough body so I could hold a C here and a C major chord. So that would be the context for my Mary had a little lamb. Then I would need to move the chord to where the song is going, because if you look at the melody, it all falls within this. See? So Mary had a little lamb. Now we're going to move to G. Little lamb. And G will suffice. So with only two chords, you can play this song. And I'd like you to try it. We're going to play a C major chord, which is C, a space, an E, a space, and a G. And then we're going over to this note to play a similar structure, which is G major. So, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Two chords. An easier way of doing this is to take the G and put the G behind. So you're holding the C major chord like this. It's still the same chord, but you're holding it with the G down here. So this is C major. That is one inversion starting with E, and that's another inversion starting with G. So the easy way to do it so you don't jump around like I did is to stay in a convenient position where you can move in between the chords. So this is a C, that's a G, C, G. Very simple. Or you could even just move these if you wanted, however you want to do it. But this would be an ideal way. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Simple. The left hand will mimic what the right hand is doing with just the one note that is the context for the chord. So you're just going to move between C and G. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And that's the mystery behind What are pianists doing when they are accompanying a singer? Are they playing? No, not necessarily, even though they could. You could play. You could play that, but if someone is singing, it's better to give them space, and depending on the kind of singer that you're playing for, allow them enough room so that you don't collide with them. But there's nothing wrong playing the melody along with the singer. So here's the general idea. Most songs as a beginner, you can play them with 3 chords: a C, an F, and a G. You can play a lot of songs with those 3 chords, on the key of C, that is. Okay? I would advise that you watch my video where I go into a little bit more detail on the 12 keys. So we just looked at C for Mary Had a Little Lamb, but there are 11 other keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that you can play that same song on. Let's try it. Mary had a little lamb, that's C. Mary had a little lamb, that's C sharp. Mary had a little lamb, that's D. E flat. Mary had a little lamb. And you could go on and move all the way up to Mary had a little lamb. And it's really just going on all the keys. But when you're just starting, it's better to learn one key first. And when you have learned that one key, you can move on to another key and master that one. And so on and so forth. So if you're new to music, new to the piano, and you're learning in an unorthodox way via YouTube, as many people, it's amazing. I've met quite a number of people who learn from YouTube. I want you to understand that when you are accompanying a singer, it's all about the chords. And as you get better and better, you can include other embellishments like arpeggios. See. And you can sing that same nursery rhyme on something like this. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. Now it's busy, right? But when you have a singer who is spreading the notes out, it could be helpful to play arpeggios, but all that stuff will come later. For now, my advice to you would be work on perfecting moving from C to F and to G. Just get comfortable moving around like that. And you could do it randomly, and you could try playing the inversions. It's quite a good exercise. So try to play C in this position, C in this position, C in that position, F in this position, F in this position, F in that position, G in that position, and so on. And by the time you can do that, you will be able to follow a lot of songs. That is how I started. I was a C, F, and G guy for the longest time. after a while of playing C, F, and G, I was told, you know, there's actually a 2, a 3, and a 6. There's a D minor, an E minor, and an A minor. And honestly, if you just hold this same position, as cheesy and corny as it is in the beginning, if you just hold this position and move it up, you would have played the 1, the 2 minor, the 3 minor, the 4 major, the 5 major, and the 6 minor. And there's a 7 diminished, but we won't go into that today. So get familiar with moving around the positions. It will all pan out eventually, because when you're playing behind a singer, you're not playing a melody all the time. In fact, very rarely does that happen. So get good with C, F, G, and you'll find that you can handle a number of songs. Now, songs on minor keys might be more challenging, and you'll have to learn those too, but start off with the majors, okay? 1, 4, 5. You could do a lot with 1, 4, 5. Now, let me plug in my sustain pedal, because a sustain pedal can change things quite amazingly for you as a keyboardist. And a sustain pedal does the job of a piano pedal, like the pedals you see on a typical piano. It's meant to mimic it. Have you seen one before? This is what it looks like. Okay, that's mine. It's a Pro line, but there are many other brands. Roland has foot pedals. Korg does. Everybody does. And find a foot pedal that works for you. Some of them look more like piano pedals, but when you hold down a foot pedal, it sustains the note like that. So when you end up playing, this could help a lot. So you see, I'm holding it down to sustain the notes, and as it's sustaining, I can move like that. So if you use good foot pedal action with major chords, it goes a long way. But playing them in different places on the keyboard, it goes a long way. So something like. All right, well, I hope that gave you some context. Thanks for joining. Be sure to check the channel for many more videos from the Fearless Piano series. Take care and bye for now. Smash the like button.